All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time is to do a preview. For some reason, it feels like it's been ages since Arsenal has actually played a game. But yeah, in a way, it has. The last time we played a game was Blackpool, and the last Premier League game we played was the weekend before. No, sorry, it was New Year's Day. So it has been a minute. But yeah, we're back in the Premier League, back in Premier League action. And it's West Ham away. Thank you to everybody who has given me a lot of likes, a lot of positive feedback from me essentially just ranting about our situation. How do I feel about it today? I'm still pissed. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I've heard every fucking argument under the sun. People writing damn near essays in my comment section trying to explain to me why it's not as bad as I think it is, and this, that, and the other, and none of. Listen, particularly guys like Mr. DJ, I love you. You still ain't convincing me. I ain't gonna lie to you. You still ain't convincing me. I've said it from the very get-go. For me, I don't trust the man. I don't trust the American. I don't believe he gives a damn. You actually see him on the odd occasion watching the Rams play. You see him watching his other teams play. You don't really see him watching our games unless we're in some sort of cup final. I don't think he gives a damn. Having said all that, you're probably wondering, what is my title about? The title of the video. Now, maybe us being poor will build character. I don't know about you guys. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. Bless my mum. I love her to bits. When people ask me who is my idol or my hero, I say my mum, because she is and was and still is in a lot of ways the hardest working person I have ever seen in my life. There were four of us, and she worked ever so hard to provide her every single one of us. But you know what being poor does? You don't know what it's like to have stuff. You don't know what it's like to have the best of things, you know? When you're not born with that silver spoon in your mouth, you're almost ignorant to it. You're kind of like, all right, just get on with things. You just crack on with things. It builds that character. You know, we didn't live in a great area, to be truthful, you know. But again, you kind of, when people say to you, blimey, you live here, you don't really think about it like that, because it's like, well, yeah, I grew up there. You know, sometimes when people say to me, I don't know, they talk about like another area. They say, oh, that area is a bit rough. And you go to that area, you think to yourself, is it? Mainly because, don't get it twisted, not because I'm the hood of hood, but you just think to yourself, this is what you class as a ghetto area. Shit. You need to roll through Tottenham every now and then. Roll through Wood Green on a Friday night and tell me something. Go through Edmonton on a Friday night. Tell me something. You know, and mind you, these areas are a lot more tamer these days than they used to be growing up. But like I say, those type of things help build character. When you don't know what it's like to live on the other side, you're ignorant to it. And we as Arsenal fans have always been ignorant to that Man City, Chelsea lifestyle. We have. Let's be real here. As angry as I am about the Stan situation, we should be used to it. This should not be a surprise, people. You know, Arsenal, Stan, before him, I don't want to talk ill of the dead, but previous chairmen have always let us down in the same way. Making promises with one hand and showing damn near nothing with the other. You know, it just is what it is. But you know what, as Arsenal fans, we're hella stronger for it. We are. Let's be real here. Because most of the time, I would say most of the time, people are always bantering us off. and it goes over our head because you know what? Deep down, we know half of what they're saying is true. Let's be real here. Half of what they're saying is true, and we know that. But we as Arsenal fans, we're forced to be optimistic while knowing that deep down there's some bullshit around the corner. And January should have surprised this news really should have surprised nobody. It was a shock actually seeing the manager come out and say it. But in a way, I appreciate him just being real and being honest. Not some of them Arsene Wenger lines. You know, them Wenger lines always used to piss you off. Like stuff like, oh, well, you know, if we see a player of real quality, then we will see if we can improve the team. Every single transfer window. And every single transfer window, when jack shit happens, he'll say, hey, well, you know, I do think we have overall quality. We have Mavropanos, and look, this is a team where earlier this season they went 22 unbeaten. Never mind the fucking goals that have been going in. Never mind any of that stuff. So we as Arsenal fans have been hardened to shit. We are essentially the football fans' equivalent of living in the ghetto, living in the slums. So we should be used to this shit. We should. So you know what? To me, I'm done bitching about this American. Let's see what happens. And don't get it twisted, people. I don't want people to start hating on Americans. Some good friends of mine are actually Americans. I'm talking about this specific motherfucker that owns our club. So I did see some real anti-American comments yesterday. There's not hate on all Americans, people. But for me, I'm just done moaning. I'm done bitching. I'm going to try and start focusing on some of the positive side of things going into this West Ham game. And for flip side, we actually had positive injury news. That was what was lost in the shuffle of Emre's comments yesterday. Because we actually had people coming back from injury. I couldn't believe it. And not just one. We had like a hell of a lot of people coming back. Mesut Ozil has decided, you know what? I fancy playing in this game today. He's declared himself fit. I know, right? Nacho Monreal, fit to play. Mavropanos, he's actually coming back. A defender, actually coming. I'm up for that shit. Coming back. He's fit to play. Mustafi, he's fit to play. Like, what's going on here? Just people just rolling on back. Hector Bellerin. I never thought I'd see the day when I missed Hector Bellerin. He's come back. So these are positive things. These are things where we could say, right, we're about to go into a really difficult period of the season, a make or break period, if we're being honest. So it's good news that these guys are coming back. You know, I forgot about Mustafi. Mustafi's coming back as well. So we have a good selection of people to focus on and pick. And if you notice, all the names I just mentioned, bar a couple, are defenders. So we damn sure need improvement in that defense. So I'm well happy with that. So with that in mind, this would be the team that I picked to play against West Ham. Now, I must admit, I've discussed this with Lee on a couple of shows. Me and Lee did another Patreon show together yesterday, which is on my Patreon. If you go to my Patreon, Guna_Eagle_I1, and make a $5 donation, you'll be able to see the show that we did yesterday, where we rated all of Sven Mislintat's signings, where we graded them essentially. And yeah, some grades that might surprise you. So yeah, it's a good watch. So go check that out. We discussed this, and both of us actually came to the conclusion that neither of us are completely convinced by Bernd Leno. I would go one step further. I think Bernd Leno is a great number 2. Number 1, I'm not convinced. Does that mean that I think Petr Cech should be number 1? Fuck no. But I to me, I'm not seeing enough there that makes me feel comfortable that he's number 1. I do think I would like to see what we do with that second goalkeeper situation in the summer. Because at the very least, it needs to be someone that pushes Leno. So not Ospina, please. Not Martinez, please. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Because obviously Petr Cech's out of contract at the end of this year. But to me, just for the simple reason that even though he's made mistakes, the way he transitions the ball from the back is key to the way we play. Petr Cech can't do that. We always look noticeably slower when the ball comes back to Petr Cech. And I never thought I'd say it, because I actually think Petr Cech is the better goalkeeper. But in terms of transition of play, you have to start with Bernd Leno. He's just a better footballer. So Bernd Leno goes in goal for me. I think Emre will go with 5 at the back. He tends to do that when we go away, or 3 at the back, however you want to say it. He tends to do that when we go away. And I like that tactic. I think it just keeps things a little nice and tight, especially on a big pitch like the Olympic Stadium. So yeah, I think for me, I'm happy going 3 at the back. But here's where I would make a controversial decision. I play Mustafi, I play Socrates, and yes, even though he has been out for a long time, I played Mavropanos. I played just something a little different to what we've been seeing. Koscielny, for me, is finished as a player. And I think if you've got the kid there, why not play him? You know, this is someone who, in my view, I thought played very well last season, was one of our very few bright spots last season. And I think if he can come into the side and just add something a little bit different, you know, the guy barely speaks English from what I'm told. But I'll tell you what, tell you someone who speaks his language is Socrates. And for some reason, I just have a feeling, you know, shout out to Harry, friend of the show. You Greek man know how to defend. So I'm thinking Socrates and Mavropanos, that feels like a deadly combination. So I like that. So I go with that. And Mustafi, purely by default, not because I have faith in Mustafi. And Mustafi goes probably on the right-hand side of the 3. Left wing back, I think purely because I think he's a better player, I go with Monreal. I think Kolasinac has done well in that position, and I wouldn't hate on you if you decided to go with that. Particularly because Nacho is older, and he has been playing a lot of games, and every time he does these days, his body does break down. Having said that, to me, I just think he's a better player. We're away from home. This, in a way, is a must-win, given some of the fixtures that we do have coming up. And I think we need to start this with a bit of a bang. So for me, I'd play... That's in my view. If you play Kolasinac there, I completely get it. In my opinion, I play Monreal, though. Right wing back, Hector, please step up, brother. Can't believe I say this, but we missed you. We've missed you. Welcome back. Torreira and Xhaka play in the middle. Yeah, pretty much picks itself. Guendouzi. For me, I'll take Guendouzi out of the limelight a little bit. Just a little bit. Just tell him to fall back a bit. Play these two in the center of midfield. I'm happy with that. I'm almost tempted to put Aaron Ramsey as a number 10. Almost tempted. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to put Mesut Ozil there. I think Ramsey obviously secured his move more or less confirmed, isn't it, to Juventus? He actually has his medical on Sunday. But the only other person that you could make an argument that maybe he should play is Iwobi. I did think Iwobi had a good first half. The last time he played, I think that was the Blackpool game. Maybe it was the game before that. But no, for me, I think Mesut plays. We're paying this motherfucker a lot of money. Let's start earning some of that, please. So Mesut plays. And I go with two up top. I do. I go with two up top. I don't think Emre is going to do that tomorrow. I actually think he'll go with one up top and maybe play either Ramsey or Iwobi next to Mesut. But I would. This is always my hopeful 1 to 11. So I'm going to put Lacazette and I'm going to put Aubameyang up top. I think provided he plays that team, I think we'll crush West Ham. You know, I do think West Ham has some threats. Felipe Anderson is a very good player for them. They do have some really good youngsters as well. But I think ultimately we'll have too much there. Touch wood, we do tend to have a good record against West Ham, home and away. So I'm not overly concerned, but you never fucking know with Arsenal. Let's see. But I think we'll win, and I think we'll beat them 4-1. So, yeah, that's my preview, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments. Leave your 1 to 11s in the comments below. You guys have slapped off doing that lately. Let's get back to that. Let's see what your 1 to 11s are in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, rocket the shit out of that like button. You know, I appreciate when you guys do that. Also, follow me on Twitter at Colossal Chig. The link will be in the description below, as will the link for my Instagram, which is Guna_Eagle_I1. And just one more reminder for my Patreon, which is Guna_Eagle_I on Patreon, where you'll see a lot of exclusive Patreon-only shows. All right, people, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.